Hello everyone, welcome to UX Script. This is Oluwatosin, the voice behind UX Script. So today I'm going to be showing you two simple methods to creating card designs, and these methods involve the use of rectangles and the use of auto layouts. And what kind of cards are we going to be designing? We are going to be designing review cards. There are several things on UI that you can design for, but let's go with reviews. So now you want to snap R on your keyboard and draw a rectangle. Yeah, draw a rectangle, or you go up the bars there and find the rectangle to work with. Then you give it rounded corners. This is Figma, have it centralized. Then bring in an ellipse to bring a placeholder image of the person giving you the review. Give it some figures that fit well, and then you are good to go. Zoom in for alignments. I gave it 40 to the left, 40 from top to where the ellipse is located. Click on T on your keyboard and then the text would appear. You can type the name of the user that is giving the review. In this case, we are using Alicia Nairobi. And for the sake of this video, I'm a Satoshi user. You can work with any font that you like, but I go well with Satoshi. It's like my default text. At this moment, we are still working with grayscale, so give it some sizing. I use the multiples of 8, so I don't have issues. Multiples of 4 and 8 to make it divisible. Then we go for the smaller text. And this is hierarchy in place, where you want to make sure that there's a difference between the first text and the second text with the details, right? When it comes to hierarchy, I consider them in text too. So hierarchy in colors, color hierarchy, you will call it. The difference between the first text and the second text, you want to make it known as well. Right now, I want to make use of an icon, and I'm going for Huge Icons Pro. I was able to purchase it for free, a huge pack. So if you would like to get it, I don't know if it's still free, but I'm going to drop the link in the description. If you like the pack and you want to buy it, fine. But I'll drop the link in the description for you. So Huge Icons Pro, I'm looking for options here to add up to the interface. So here we go, the icon is in here, and if you notice very well, you would discover that all of these elements, they are not in a frame, and that is why you see options showing. So you select everything and frame selection, or Ctrl-Alt-G on your Figma file if you are using a Windows laptop. So they will all be in a frame. Right now, every element in the frame, I'm also trying to group into an auto layout, both text together, and then alignment with the option and the text, then alignment with the ellipse and the text. Now there is something called optical alignment. You would notice that the ellipse is way bigger than the texts. So there's going to be a balance very soon that I'm working on. So I'm going to balance it and make sure that the ellipse is in good shape, like in good view with the text. Up next is to duplicate the text by using Alt. I use Alt to drag and drop. So from there, I am just going to paste a placeholder review because Alicia Nairobi never exists. I don't know whether there's somebody like that. Everything you see here is a placeholder for the purpose of the design. And do not forget that we are using rectangles at the moment. So I'm going to add the review to it. Yes, and that is it. So this is the point where I start to question the size of the rectangle in the first place and make a little adjustment on the width so that everything fits in and there's not too much white space or too small white space at the end of the design. Then to little fixes here and there. Now look at this. If your text is standing alone, you have to adjust the width to make sure that there is no text standing alone. Yes, it's against the laws of UX. That is just like abandonment. To me, that is what I call it actually. So isn't it looking so amazing? And for stats, I always love to do grayscale, so I don't have to think so much about colors. So now we are going back to Huge Icons Pro, like I said, to look for a like. Yes, this is a review. Let's say it's a social media review. So we want to look for a like icon and a heart icon. So we're getting to it. Like is here. Yes. So in little fixes is run on the size, on the two-tone because it's a two-tone. So we want to work on the two-tone as well, but that would be on the high fidelity. Also, if it's a like, we want to give it how many figures like, right? How many figures of like did Alicia Nairobi get for giving this review? Probably, let's say, on Twitter. So we want to represent real life situations in our placeholder. While we are at it, I decided to give the ellipse a placeholder picture using UI faces on my plugin. You can find it UI faces on the Figma community plugin. Yeah, so from there you just have to like tick out the options that you want. It has sources from Splash Pictures and some other places. You just have to pick it and it will respond. Exactly, look at that beautiful woman. But no, we're going for this, yes. Dear viewers, I started going for high fidelity almost immediately because I have all the details already. Although I'm bringing the art in soon, but at this point I already forgot and I was already working on high fidelity. So let's give the blue, the like some blue. Yeah, like a real blue that is on social media. Like got duplicated, the same process was repeated and art was brought in using huge icons pro, and then it will be fit in. It's not so much of a process. I Ctrl X the art and replaced it with the like. Replaced like with it. Selected a suiting color and we were good to go. The figures were as well adjusted. From right here, more fixes were made in spacing. For the placeholder text, the information of the reviewer to the review itself, I gave it 32. And from the review to the reactions, they were 40. And then the spacing of the reaction down to the rectangle below was also 32 because we have 32 upwards. Yeah, so these are basic alignments that you should know, and we will get to why I'm telling you all of this. The sweet time to duplicate and replicate is here. Yeah, duplicate to replace some informations. So basically, change the placeholder, change the name, change the details, change everything using the same templates, because now once you get your card designs right, every other thing becomes even simpler for you. It's the same with auto layouts. Once you get one auto layout, fixes here and there will be good to go. So let's do that swiftly. Enjoy the music. Wait, before you enjoy the music, I have an offer for you at the end of this video. Please do not miss it. It's going to help you understand product design well, particularly if you are having issues understanding what UI UX is all about. I have an offer for you at the end of this video, so make sure you watch till the end. Enjoy the music. I shine so bright, you might go blind. When I walk through, they close their eyes. I'm gonna show off, I know it's time. I am my price, don't it look nice? You look nice, don't you? I bet we could roll out. When I show up, I show out. Didn't know then, but I know now. Best kept secret, but you know now. Take a look what I started. Know it right when I found it. Eyes on me 'cause I got it. I got it. Do what I want, it's my party. I just sense in my calling. They all up 'cause I got it. To do a little thing with presentation, I duplicated the screen, changed the background color, and tried to use, or eventually used, is Isometric plugin. You only have to just select the stuff, the elements. Yeah, in this way, I'm first creating a shadow for each rectangle, and that is one beautiful thing about using rectangles. So to create a shadow, I duplicated the rectangle, sent it to the back, and gave it a contrasting color, like a color that complements the background. I can give it a huge feel that, oh, there is a shadow here. So next off, I gave it layer blur in the effects and I balanced the colors. Yeah, so the layer blur helps it to spread, and after that I copied the same shadow and paste it on all other rectangles, all other elements, all other reviews. Sorry for the tautology. Send it to the back and you're just good to go. Back to is isometric on the Figma plugin. Select your rectangle and pick a side you want it to flip to. It will just do it wonderfully well. So I just selected it all and gave it the same placing. Yeah, cool. Then the placements, everything, and after which I adjusted the shadow to like give it a feel that, oh, I am on top, let's see my shadows below. So the shadows were fixed. And technically, method 1 finished up. This is the presentation, and that was how I arrived at the thumbnail for this YouTube video. Not to forget that you must always name your design elements. Here, I named the container to help me identify it in my download file later on for reference. Welcome to method 2. Because we already have our elements on ground, we are just going to go over this very fast. When using your auto layouts to create cards or card designs in general, you just have to like lay out your element first. In the case of this, we have the placeholder image, the placeholder name, and the placeholder detail, like the dates of the review. Bring it on to your canvas, yes. And then next up, bring up the review. In this case, right? Bring up the review information. Place it right under and follow, like, you know, we worked on rectangles already. Follow the spacing in between. Then next up, bring up your reactions. Since we are doing a review for social media, bring up the reactions and make sure you place it well in good breathing space. If you remember, on the rectangle, we had the spacing of 32 in between the reviewer's information and the review itself, and a spacing of 40 in between that one and the reaction. So you want to give it the auto layout grouping. After which, you would now go to the auto layout setting and give it some padding. The horizontal and vertical paddings will be having 32 to them. Afterwards, give it a feel like we have on the rectangle method, and then give it rounded corners that match with what we have on the rectangle. Not necessarily, but for the sake of this design, we want them to look alike so people cannot differentiate unless it is clicked on and you know, oh, this was written with an auto layout while that was made with a rectangle. So in this case, we have 24 for rounded corners. And then the magic for duplicate to replicate details goes on here as well. Now, in the case of auto layout, unlike rectangles, shadows will not sit in your container. Shadows will not sit in your container, I repeat. Now, you have to bring your rectangle outside, align it to the top, give it a grouping, and send the shadow to the back. Do not make the mistake of allowing it to stay in the auto layout container. Make sure you send it to the back and make sure that they are in a group. So then you now give it like your shadow fill, your color, the layer blur, and the figure for the spread, and that you are good to go. If you check this video very well, you realize that it is in a group. So when you give it a feel, it's most likely, it's also going to look like the rectangle design. The shadow color is determined. If you want to work on your presentation for the auto layer, you just have to go through the same thing as the rectangle. Duplicate, use is isometric, and then place them the right way. Place them as you love them, and you get the right result. Now, here is an offer. If you are an entry-level product designer or a junior designer who needs holding of hands, I am here to help you at UX Script. All you have to do is go into the description to check for my coaching link, coachly/Oluwatosin and you sign up for my class, my mentorship class. I have a mentee on board, but I'm glad to take in more people where we can organize classes twice a week. All right, so that will be all for now. See you in my next video. Bye.
When I show up, I show out. Didn't know that